But three. Hey,
Hey,
everybody.
Hey,
This week we all went to the movies. We Annie picked Wicked for Good, which just came out. Too new to be on the Franken list. Hey, Annie, why Wicked for Good?
we had a finish. We complete us.
Oh, okay. Joel especially. I'm Frank Gaffney. With us as always, Joel Fenster in his new corner of the room where you don't see any of his crap on the shelves.
It's the same corner of the room, just a different angle.
Mark Wojcicki Gartner has up the poster, so he liked it. Goldfoot Cringer was here just a second ago. Oh well.
As soon as that camera started, he was out.
Yeah. No, no pitore. No, no, no pitore. And Annie King in the kitchen wearing green. Is that a Wicked shirt? Gravity? Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Does
defying
that
gravity.
not sound familiar to you, Frank? Wicked, Gravity?
Yeah, but why would the shirt say gravity?
Because
What does gravity have to do with Wicked, Frank?
it's defying.
You're
Defying
defying
gravity.
it.
Yeah.
But is that what the bra does for her boobs? Oh, it says
Defy.
defy
Okay.
gravity.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just gravity didn't I'm like what?
Yeah, no, it
Defy
makes sense.
gravity. Now you're telling people what to do. All right. Here's the plot. Now demonized as the Wicked Witch of the West, Elphaba lives in exile in the Ozian forest, while Glinda resides at the palace in Emerald City, reveling in the perks of fame and popularity. As an angry mob rises against the Wicked Witch, she'll need to reunite with Glinda to transform herself and all of Oz for good.
And you wrote every single word of that, right?
No, I go on the
I
interwebs
know.
and I take the first paragraph
You
I
take the
see.
first. I thought you took the worst.
No, whatever one comes up, I cut and paste it. Okay, I wrote an actual. I wrote a formal review because I didn't take notes during it. I wasn't. I didn't bring my pad to the movie theater. I have sometimes, but I didn't this time. But
Frank, you look like you're about to get a haircut. Doesn't that look like one of those things that you wear?
my sweater. It's my Provincetown sweater. Is it right there? All right. Okay, it doesn't have the fizzy, sparkly fun in part one, but it really does pay off. It leans more into the emotion, the friendship, and the sweep of the story, delivering the finale that actually earns its big tear-jerky moments. But
Yes.
you can feel that the filmmakers, oh, there's Cringer,
Hi, honey.
are choosing character arcs rather than spectacle this time, and the quieter beats land beautifully. But that said, let's be honest, both parts could have easily been trimmed into one killer movie. And as grand as the two-part approach is, there are parts that feel a little like padding and not necessarily world building. But part two definitely hits some high notes, especially the For Good. The two of them were so beautiful
Yep.
together and really acting it. And the winner of the Best Supporting Actress of 2025 Oscar goes to Ariana Grande. This is absolutely her movie. Right from the thank goodness opening where she's doing that perfectly polished public persona and we see she's barely holding it together. She's very funny and quietly heartbreaking. And then there's her comic attempts to lean into that good witch branding that she's overdone smiles and elaborate poses. And then but that fight with Elphaba, I'm sorry. It was fun, but it was a little too catty, dynasty. I'm like, what is going on
Yeah.
right now? But it was fun. Um, and she does such a great job for good. It's completely her movie. So we all gave part one 3.5 stars. I'm sticking with that on this one as well. It's great. It's a little overblown and a great adaptation of a Broadway musical, which doesn't always happen. So that's my 2 cents. Does Cringer want to talk?
He's
Well.
having an orgasm right now. Be quiet.
Oh, okay. So is Mark.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's not the only one. Pardon me for a second.
All right. Can you talk while you're masturbating
Eyes
your
are
cat?
closed and he's just in heaven.
Hmm. I love it when they do that.
Really want me to go? It's hard to remember. I saw it on Wednesday.
I saw it on
I
Wednesday. Oh,
Me
I
too.
do remember Wicked being my favorite movie of last year, and I saw a lot of movies. And I cried for the last half hour. Everything about it was just such a beautiful movie, and I did not have that feeling coming out of this one. I did feel it was way too long, and the pacing was too slow. I couldn't wait for the song For Good, and I didn't even cry there, but I came close. There were, I do, what I love about Act Two of the show is bringing in the characters from The Wizard of Oz. That is so much fun, the way they do that. And with Glinda there watching what's going on, next time you watch The Wizard of Oz, you have to be like, oh my God, Glinda's right there watching this.
right.
I just love the show, and I didn't feel that way with this one. Like I said, I loved all the callbacks also to The Wizard of Oz, the whole song they added, No Place Like Home, absolutely adorable. A lot of cuteness, but a lot of. So I don't really have that much to say. I'll say more when you guys talk. I'm gonna give it 3 stars.
So we're
I'm
an
just
average of
excited.
3.25 for
Yeah.
you.
I did go into it definitely with much greater expectations.
I didn't,
And
because I very much knew that Act One is the more fun part of Wicked.
yes.
Mark, go ahead. You can
Yeah, I'll
say
jump in because
part
that
two.
let me go to my notes here. Because I had the opposite. I'm very much aligned with what you said earlier, Frank and Amy. Yeah, I love the first act. I remember I've seen it twice on Broadway,
Right.
and my recollection was, loving the first act, probably because of the music, and it ends on Defying Gravity. I mean, talk about you can't beat that. You can't beat coming out of that first act right after Defying Gravity. But as Frank said, I felt this one, I wasn't looking forward to it as much, and it was more about the story. I was thoroughly hooked, drawn in because I didn't remember it too well. I knew how it ends, but not really along the way. All right, now I'm going to go to my notes. I like the opening part with Elphaba coming in like a superhero to save the animals. And I really enjoyed Glinda's first song right after that at the palace.
Thank
And
goodness.
that was For Good? No, no, it wasn't.
Thank goodness.
Thank God. Oh, okay. Oh, I do like that song. And in general, I liked Ariana Grande's singing better than Cynthia's, which makes sense because I think I liked her songs better this time, and I like Cynthia's better in part one. So I guess it was as you said, it was Glinda's movie. Uh, I was a little surprised at how much I like this movie. I just went over this. But I thought both actresses really brought it, and I loved their BFF love story, especially For Good, and them crying at the end of it. I thought it was. I disagree. I mean, well, just I don't disagree. It was your take. I was very impressed with it because I don't love that song. I like the first act songs better. So I thought they really did it well, and you could just see their bond. It was more
I'm
emotional.
not taking that away from them for sure.
Yeah. Um. Oh, and I know Frank is going to yell at me for taking this too seriously, but I have to say it anyway. I enjoy the whole revisionist twist on it and how they were friends and how all this stuff, and they kind of make it work from the original Wizard of Oz. And I try to ignore any little inconsistencies, but they screwed up by changing the specific part with Dorothy after the house falls on Nessa because the Wicked Witch is there trying to get the shoes right away, and he or she never even she shows up afterwards for the first time. I thought that was if you're gonna do it, make it work. That's all. I don't know if they did that in the show, but it bothered me. Um, Also, the timing is off with Fiyero turning into the Scarecrow here. They're already on the Yellow Book Road, Dorothy, and they're still beating him up. So I didn't quite get how they're going to get ahead of her, and he's going to turn to a Scarecrow. But I love Jeff Goldblum as always, and you can tell he was just having fun with the part, especially in the beginning. He was just goofy. It was very fun. But I think Michelle Yeoh was miscast, which is a shame because I normally like her. I'm a big fan of her, but she didn't shine in here at all for me. So overall, I thoroughly enjoyed it, possibly even a touch more than the first, but I will stick with 3.5 stars. Oh, and I also enjoyed the ending. I don't know if they did this on the Broadway show, but the ending with her whispering in her ear, which is the exact poster shot of the two of them.
Yeah. No, that was just a little Easter egg for us.
Okay.
Very
But
good.
I agree about Michelle Yeoh. I'm like,
Yeah.
for me, she's definitely the weakest link.
Yeah.
You reminded me of other callbacks to not callbacks, but things from the Wizard of Oz. I just love how they forced the wizard out. So that's when he takes the balloon ride up. It's just so much fun
And I had
watching
forgotten
the
that
Wizard
part.
of Oz.
I had forgotten that. So that was that.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing. That was great.
Yeah, so much fun watching The Wizard of Oz. Thinking, oh, I know why he's taking the balloon
It wasn't a
now.
mistake at all. Yeah.
So cute, and I love the lion. It was fabulous.
Even though
Who
he
was
had like 15 lines.
the voice of the
Coleman
lion, by
Domingo.
the way, was Coleman Domingo. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why they needed him. Could have been any
Yeah.
generic person
Yeah.
for his whole 15 lines.
Yeah.
Hi, Joel. Did you have fun at Wicked of all the 8 movies you saw this week?
I saw it on Tuesday, so it's even further back for me than the
Oh
rest.
my goodness. That's what it been last year.
Yeah, exactly. Um, it's a fun film, but I had problems with it. And Mark just touched on one of them, which is you're dealing with for lack of a better word right now, a franchise of sorts. And I don't mean Wicked specifically. I mean The Wizard of
Wizard of
Oz
Oz. Yeah.
in general. That you're relying on the knowledge of a specific version of it as opposed to a generic version of it. And
Mhm.
Wicked is both a combination of the original novel by Frank L. Baum, or L. Frank, whatever the fuck his name is, Baum.
Yeah, Al
And
Frank.
L. Frank Baum. And
It is.
the MGM movie,
Right.
which causes a lot of confusion in that sense. That why is how do they get ahead of the Scarecrow if he's just being made into
Right.
the Scarecrow at the same time? And
Because
we
it's
don't know
different in the
how-
book.
We don't know how long it took her to first meet the Scarecrow. I just chalked it up to that.
it's
Yeah.
you can, but I think in something like this, you kind of need to spell it out a little bit more, and it's a little too vague in spots for my tastes personally.
Yeah.
Especially since you're
Well, I
dealing
mean,
with-
would they have to get permission to be much more specific?
well, in certain instances, obviously, if they wanted to use the ruby slippers, they'd have to pay MGM
Right.
or Amazon at this point to use them, because
Yeah.
and that's why there's silver shoes in this, because that's
Because
what
in the book they are silver.
That's
are
what they are in the book, and I
But,
was
you know-
glad that they kept them that way in the movie.
Yeah, no, which is fine,
Okay.
which also would extend to the idea of that, well, if the house just fell on Nessa Rose, she wouldn't necessarily have her feet sticking out the way they did in the movie and then curl back in. So, but at the same time,
Yeah, I kept thinking, did her wheelchair get crushed too? What?
probably, but you're also thinking, where is that shot, of the legs curling back under, with
Right.
so many other
Right.
callbacks and references to both the original novel and the movie. But
Right.
even with that's all nitpicky stuff. I'm going to agree with Frank that this movie, this could have, at 2 hours and 45 minutes with a 15-minute intermission, it didn't need to be 5 hours and 20 minutes with a year-long intermission. It easily could have been just over 3 hours with an intermission in the theaters, and it would have worked fine. I personally, the new songs, they're fine. I don't think either one should be nominated for an Oscar, which is why they're really in there to begin with. And
John says no.
huh?
John says no. That's not why they put new songs in.
Bullshit. That's why they put new songs in every musical. That's to get that Oscar nomination. As much as the first movie was definitely Elphaba-centric, and Cynthia Erivo deserved that Oscar nomination she got, this is definitely swings it in the other direction. It is more, Glinda-centric in that sense. Not to take anything away from Cynthia Erivo in this movie, she is just as fantastic as she was in the first movie. Ariana Grande is that much better, and I think just because of the way the story kind of refocuses itself.
Yeah, gives her a lot more to play for sure.
So hopefully she will also get the kudos for that.
I think she's gonna win.
Did Cynthia win?
No.
Okay.
It really depends on what else is out there and what winds up being up. And then right now it's all over the place. But I enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed the stage show. I think Act 2 is the weaker version of the show. It doesn't have, the only song from Act 2 that I remembered aside from For Good was the Wizard song Wonderful. And that was it, it's just a lesser part of the story for me. So and I'll agree that I think Michelle Yeoh is miscast in the sense that she's not a strong singer. She's not Pierce Brosnan in Mamma Mia bad, but but she's definitely the weakest link of those singers in the movie.
It's not just the singing.
I
Yeah.
had no problem. I had no problem with her acting.
Uh,
To me, it's just that's who she is, and I think she can play evil pretty well when she's given better direction. So anyway, I'm going to agree with Amy. For me, it's 3 stars, and averaging out both films to a 3.25.
Okay, Annie, you were anticipating, you put it on the schedule so we could all see part
Yes.
2.
And I just watched it yesterday, so I'm still high on it. So
Okay, good.
4 stars.
no, we loved it. I went with my daughter and we sing throughout, much to the annoyance of, I'm
Oh,
sure,
you were those people behind me.
yes, we're those people. I thought they both did a fabulous job. And I thought Michelle Yeoh was missing a little something. I'm not sure what it was, but just missing a little something. The one scene that like you guys said, going back to the original was Dorothy throws the water because she needed to put the scarecrow out.
Right.
That's what I was like, how are they going to do that? Like if the scarecrow's there. So
But again,
that was,
that's a memory you have from the movie that's not necessarily in the original book. So
Right.
What was her reason for throwing the water this time?
Because this time
I mean, I know,
everyone said that that's how you melt
you
her.
knew
That,
that
right,
was the
I knew
thing.
that, but did Dorothy know that?
I'm sure
guess she
somebody
did.
told her. Yeah.
Yeah.
she asked one of the guards.
Yeah. How do I get rid of it?
Yeah.
You're in Oz long enough, you're going to hear those rumors.
What?
Scarecrow went on
Yeah,
fire.
in the movie, the scarecrow went on fire, not in this movie.
It's the same thing. Cynthia Erivo set it up.
Yeah,
yeah,
it was a
she had
setup.
filled the bucket and everything.
Yeah,
with
she
water.
knew. Yeah.
What else did I?
But that was just all so cute. Like, oh yeah, right, water's gonna melt her. Just a lot of
Yeah.
real cuteness.
Yeah.
I will say about that specific scene, I appreciated the fact that they kept a theatricality to it, that you're not actually
Yes.
seeing it in real time or physically. It's all in shadow and done as if you
Yeah.
could have done it on stage like that. So
Yeah. And it's in the show, it is done in shadow.
I don't remember. That was like
I don't remember. My
Yeah.
God, so this
Yeah.
was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also liked, just wrapping up like how the monkeys became hers and how she got to the castle and, all that
Agreed. Agreed.
ties it all
Yeah,
up.
Great. Great fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
the
it's,
yellow
and
brick
again,
road.
in reference to the 1939 movie, you have this basis of where everything starts.
Yeah.
So you are totally thinking the whole time, how are we going to get there?
Love that. That's why I
Yeah.
love the show so much.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for me, we had lots and lots of fun with it. So I'm going to go with a 3.5 to also.
Yeah. And one of the most amazing things was the Scarecrow's makeup. That thing on his
Yeah.
face was
Yeah.
amazing.
Looks great.
I'm assuming it must have been CGI. I don't know, but it certainly looked like burlap, whatever it was.
I would love
Until
to
he
see
opened his
more
mouth and you
of.
saw his teeth. It was like, oh, he has teeth.
I would love to see more of him turning into the Scarecrow and more of the Tin Man, learning a little bit more about the Tin Man. All of a sudden, he's a Tin Man.
Well, that's what other
Yeah.
movies are going to be about.
Right. In the Wicked universe.
Yeah,
Right.
because once,
Wicked Universe.
well, honestly, once they split it into 2 movies, you knew what was going to come next, and they're already talking about it. They have ideas for things that are adjacent to this story. So obviously they're going to do something along those lines, in the not too distant future. So
Meanwhile, the original author, Maguire, what's his name? Gregory Maguire.
he's got a new book coming out. It's a prequel.
And he's loving every minute of it. And he did write
Sure.
other books. So there
Yes.
are other books that they could adapt if they wanted to. And the thing that he said, which I thought was really great, was that his version of the story of The Wizard of Oz, Wicked, served the purpose that he wanted to use it for. And they adapted that into this musical, changing things obviously from his novel, but that's what he did to L. Frank Baum's novel. So everybody made what they made out of it to serve their purpose. So that I thought that was a great way to look at it. And he's like, and I'm getting all this money.
Fuck yeah.
So
And I
I'm
also
good.
love that Michelle Yeoh, I think it was her, created the tornado and everything.
Tornado.
Yes.
I'm like, there was a
Yes.
tornado, the bad weather was in Oz? No. That was fun.
Yeah. That was great.
Yeah.
That was great. All right, cool. So way to watch. Of course, Wicked for Good. You have to see it only in theaters, at least for the next 2 or 3 months.
Yes, then it will be on Peacock.
And Peacock and streaming. Next week, Mark picked Kindergarten Cop from 1990. It's not an 80s movie. I don't know what he was thinking.
1990
It's not the
counts as an
Tumor.
80s movie.
Oh, it does.
What was that, Joel?
It's not a tumor.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it in 1990, but have no idea right now.
You haven't seen it since then?
I haven't
No.
either.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't think.
It's on AMC Plus with commercials if you want to watch it there. Otherwise,
It's probably got the
Kinda
right
right.
aspect ratio there.
yeah, probably. I'm Frank Gaffney. Go watch a movie.
And also with you.